Hi, this is Nick with BestOutdoorBasketball.net. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Spalding Hybrid Portable Basketball Hoop. I actually picked this up from my house recently and wanted to talk to you guys about the assembly process, different components, things I like, things I don't like, and overall how this hoop performs when you're using it. So we're going to start with assembly. I did the assembly process over a couple of days. It took about 4 hours for me. Admittedly, I'm not the most handy guy, but I do know how to use a wrench. So most of it I could do by myself, but there were about 5 steps or so where I needed an extra set of hands. I just couldn't do it all on my own. So you will need 2 people to assemble this hoop at least, but for the most part you can definitely get it done. Some areas that I would like to note and to be aware of as far as assembly is with the actual support pole. When you connect the pieces together, you only have one shot to really get that right, so make sure you have help. It would be better that way because you want to make sure everything is lined up. You'll also need help when it comes to attaching the backboard to the support system, and you'll also need help when it comes to attaching the rim. So those are just a few of the ones that I can think of off the top of my head where you're going to need extra help. Assembly wasn't as bad as I thought as far as difficulty, but I will say that the manual isn't clear in some instances. The manual does not, the glossary of the bolts and the nuts in the glossary are not clear, and they're not necessarily accurate. I think it's kind of a generic glossary that they use for all their portable systems, but I'd like to see Spalding offer a customized or one that's individual to each portable basketball hoop. Another thing that wasn't clear is in the manual, it wasn't really clear how to attach the rim to the backboard, so that kind of took us a while. It actually is attached by the breakaway spring and not by the bolts that are attached to the backboard, so that was a little confusing for me. Otherwise, most of it is pretty self-explanatory, and it isn't that complex. Really, like I said, if you know how to use a wrench and you're reasonably handy, you'll be able to get this together without too much difficulty. So, easier than I had expected it to be. As far as the components, let's start with the rim. The rim has a single spring breakaway mechanism to it, and it's in this cover casing right there. And I will say that the rim performs better than I expected it to. A lot of portable rims at the price point do have more flimsiness and things like that, and I'll say that while not up to the standard of a gym quality rim, it's pretty darn good, and I feel like I'm getting a quality session in when I'm practicing on this hoop. So that's pretty much how the rim is. I do like that the rim has a cover, and that cover helps protect the spring from any rusting and wear from the weather. So I do recommend, if you're going to buy a basketball hoop for your house, that you pick up one with that cover over the spring. And that is the rim. Moving on to the backboard, I bought the 54-inch acrylic version backboard for this hoop. There are 3 different versions that are available: a 54-inch acrylic, a 60-inch acrylic, and a 54-inch tempered glass. It's about $200 more than this version here. I will say that I've been really impressed with this backboard. I wasn't sure how much of a difference there'd be with the acrylic to the tempered glass, but it's not been as much as I had expected, and not to mention that acrylic is just by itself as a material much more durable than the tempered glass. So if you live in an area with high winds or anything like that, or you are fear that maybe the hoop will tip over, you definitely would rather go with the acrylic over the tempered glass. So it actually bounces off, when you shoot the basketball off the backboard for a bank shot, it actually comes off with some pretty good velocity. Again, not like a gym quality hoop, not like a tempered glass backboard, but considering that it's an acrylic hoop and it's on a portable system, I'm really impressed with how the basketball jumps off the backboard and into the hoop. So I'm pretty happy with that. Moving on, looking at the support pole. The Spalding Hybrid Portable Basketball Hoop comes with a 3-piece support pole. You attach those 3 pieces together when you're assembling the hoop, and again, you'll want to have some extra help with that. 3-piece support poles are found on most portable basketball hoops. I've only found one portable basketball hoop that has a two-piece, which is better, and that's the Spalding Beast, but that actually costs about $700 more than this hoop here. So again, it's that balance between what you're willing to pay for a hoop and the quality that you get. I will say that I don't feel like the hoop vibrates too much with the three pieces. I feel like it's actually quite sturdy and durable. Again, exceeding my expectations in that regard, so I'm quite happy with that. If looking at the base of the hoop, that's kind of where this hybrid, Spalding hybrid term comes into play, because you actually fill half of the base with water and then you fill the other half with bags of sand. The base can hold up to 19 gallons of water, so you can fill that up, and then it holds 4 50-pound bags of sand. So, and then you put the bags of sand in there after you got the water in. What I like about that is that if you need to move this hoop or transport it at a later date, you can basically just take the bags of sand out, and with the 19 gallons of water, you should be able to move the hoop with one other person. So with most portable basketball hoops, it only fills with water, and if that's the case, then you have to go back and empty almost all the water out before you can move the hoop, which can be more of a pain. So I really like the versatility of the hybrid base on this hoop. It also comes with a couple of wheels on the bottom, which helps make transportation a bit easier as well. So quite happy with that. Lastly, the hoop height adjustment system. The hoop height adjusts from 7.5 feet to 10 feet using a kind of a screw jack system, and it can be adjusted in infinite increments. So anything from 7.5 feet to 10 feet you can adjust it to. So if you have little ones at home and they want to shoot on the hoop when it's lowered like this and you want to teach them proper mechanics, well, then you can do that with this hoop. If you want to practice as a full-grown adult or high schooler or middle schooler, you can raise the hoop up to the regulation 10 feet, no problem. I really do like that. I also like that there's a pin with the actual screw jack system, so that if you leave and you don't want anybody tampering with the hoop, you can pull out the pin and take out that handle and put it in the garage or somewhere safe for us. So then the hoop will stay up and nobody can bring it down to dunk on it and whatnot. So that's that. Now, playing on the hoop, you know, I'm really thrilled with it. It meets my needs. I'm primarily just coming out here to shoot and have a good time, and just because I love to shoot and play basketball. So for me, it definitely meets my needs, and I think for most people will meet your needs. If you see here, like, I have a decent driveway, but it's not huge. I don't have a full court or anything to utilize, and I haven't built one for that reason either. So I'm really happy with the performance of it. When you shoot and it hits the rim, especially if it hits the back of the rim, it performs really, really well. It's very sturdy. If you hit the front of the rim, I will say there's more bounce than I would like at times. It's a little flimsier than I would prefer, but overall it's nothing crazy. It definitely will work, and again, it meets my needs. The goal is to get a little practice in, shoot some shots, and get a feel for the game, and it does that well. So overall, I'm really thrilled with my purchase of Spalding hybrid portable basketball hoop. And if you're considering a portable basketball system, I definitely think this should be one on your short list. This one ran me around the $500 range, just to give you an idea. And again, with the tempered glass, it goes all the way up into the $750 range. So again, if the tempered glass is your thing, then you might want to consider it, but for me, this was enough. So again, this is Nick with bestoutdoorbasketball.net. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe. Hi, this is Nick with bestoutdoorbasketball.net. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Spalding hybrid portable basketball hoop. I actually picked this up from my house recently and wanted to talk to you guys about the assembly process, different components, things I like, things I don't like, and overall how this hoop performs when you're using it. So we're going to start with assembly. I did the assembly process over a couple of days. It took about 4 hours for me. Admittedly, I'm not the most handy guy, but I do know how to use a wrench. So Most of it I could do by myself, but there were about 5 steps or so where I needed an extra set of hands. I just couldn't do it all on my own. So you will need 2 people to assemble this hoop at least, but for the most part you can definitely get it done. Some areas that I would like to note and to be aware of